What's up, everyone? It's your boy BLAZEDxENFERNO.
And I'm ENFERNAL and you're listening to episode 65 of the Infernal Gaming Podcast.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're recording this podcast, episode 723. So about 2 days before it comes out, man. We got a dope show for you guys here today. If you're new to the show, just make sure you listen to us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and more. Links are in the description. Check out our personal links there as well. Remember to rate the show 5 stars on Apple and Spotify, and make sure you like the YouTube version. We've been getting a surge on YouTube. I don't know what's up. Y'all been tapping in with YouTube, and I appreciate it. But, just want to let y'all know. I mean, because not everybody pays for YouTube Premium. You can listen to us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify Podcasts. So if you want to close your phone and do all that crazy shit, I mean, I get it. But we do appreciate the support nonetheless, man, because y'all been supporting the shit out of us. Before we get into it, on my channel on twitch.tv/BLAZEDxENFERNO, I have a redeem where you can get a shout out on the stream. So I got 2 shout outs we got to do real quick. First one is shout out to my boy Afflictions. He's a dope ass Call of Duty streamer. He plays a lot of Call of Duty, but he has told me a couple times that he wants to play some other games. He's super dope, man. Make sure you guys check him out. That's Afflictions with a Z. I will be putting that in the description for the podcast and the video version, so you got a clickable link. And the second shout out is from Lady Katsu, man. If you know who Lady Katsu is, you've probably seen her in my stream a couple times. She's always just there hanging out, chatting it up, talking. Really appreciate her, man. She's super dope. Recently got affiliated too, so big shout out to her on that, man.
Congrats.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So check her out as well down below. Link is in the description. Big shout out to them too. And then we got one more shout out, but this is just more of an affiliation because I've been meaning to shout this out for a while, man. My boy, shout out to my boy. I can't think of his immediate name, but he goes by Black Guy Games on Twitter and Instagram. He's got a website up. Your boy's affiliated with him. I mean, you can see me up on his on his one page for I guess like the community and stuff like that. So you can literally watch all my streams and stuff straight from his website. He's got gaming news, and it's just like a POC, website, man. That's all it is, man. But that link will also be down below. I'm gonna start putting that down below in every video, so you guys can check out his website, get the latest gaming news. I got a couple of our articles actually off that website as well, man. So, like I said, he puts what he thinks pertains to his audience on the website. So he'll post like maybe 5-6 articles a day. I mean, you can read them and stuff like that. Get your gaming news, man, every day, man. So make sure you check him out, man. Shout out to my guy. He also is on Twitch. I gotta figure out what the fuck is his Twitch name, man. I gotta figure out what his Twitch name is. He does stream. I'm gonna put that down below as well when I find it. So you'll see 3 people. See Lady Katsu, Afflictions, and you'll see a third one, man. I just can't remember what his fucking handle is for that. But I digress. We're going a little too deep into it, man. Let's get into the episode, man. We back with a gaming episode. It feels like we haven't had one in like a month. I mean, we got a lot to talk about today. We got a lot to talk about here on episode 65, man. Eknight, how you been, man? What you been playing, dog?
Bro, I've been pretty good. Just I've been playing more Metroid while I was on vacation, and then diving back into some old games that I haven't really played that much of. Like I was playing a little bit of Skyrim, getting a little bit of nostalgia for getting a little hype for Starfield. Can't wait for that to come out.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And then the usuals: Halo, Siege, was playing Starship Troopers Extraction last night. Oh, and I do want to side note. So we were supposed to stream Boundary with y'all last night, but we got off Boundary because the population is super low. Like 100 players in the US low. Like, and I am kind of sad about it because it's like it's a good game. Like for $20, you get a decent space style shooter game. So it's just kind of sad to see that the game population is kind of low for that early access game.
Yeah, they're gonna have to make that free to play, man.
It's not even that. It's just like I don't think $20 is anything.
It's not, but it's way cheaper than free, man.
Yeah, but it's still an early access, and I believe it's like an indie dev or something. So like they might need the actual cash flow that developing the game. They have a lot of game modes and a lot of maps. I think I don't know. It's just like maybe it's just like people just want more from it, or maybe they had their fun and then it just moved on. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's just sad to see because we were having issues just getting a match. I mean, game mechanics are great. A lot of like fun, quick, fast gameplay. It's essentially just like Call of Duty in space.
Mm-hmm.
Or I like to call it like an FPS dogfight because you're essentially flying, but it's like first person. So I don't know. Just kind of sad to see. However, Starship Troopers Extermination, which is like a super it's made from the same guys that made Squad. It's actually really fun. Me and BK were having a blast on that last night.
I seen that shit. That shit was fun.
Unhinged, and I loved every minute of it.
That shit look fun, man. That might be like your little Friday, Saturday type game, man. Yeah. I definitely think I'm gonna get it soon. Now, I'm kind of glad I didn't buy that Boundary game now, but they might have to make that free to play, man. Like, does it have microtransactions?
No, not really.
Yeah, then that's yeah.
I don't think it does. They have skins you can earn and shit, but like I didn't notice any microtransactions. Yeah, there's plenty of guns to unlock, and it's an operator based game, so it's like Siege. So they have like 6 operators right now that do specific things.
It's a shame to see these types of games like just go down like this, man. Like,
I mean, there's an audience for it for sure. I just don't think it has enough recognition in the gaming space.
Yeah, most definitely, because like I won't lie, like that shooting looks really good.
Oh no,
the movement looks really good. Like everything seems
fantastic.
Yeah, very fluid. So it's not like it's a shit game.
If it was probably a shit game, I would have been shitting all over it. But no, it's a good game. It just sucks that there's not people playing it. And like if you can select server regions, so like mine's in the US because like I don't want to play laggy games. Because if I hit China, I'm gonna be 300 ping or some shit. And I'm like, nah, fuck that. But yeah, it's just weird. It could also just be lack of like, not a lot of people are actually like, aware of it. So we'll see what the future holds. Hopefully the game doesn't shut down and it gets a little resurgence and a little population going.
Okay.
Well, what have you been playing?
What haven't I been playing is a real question, man.
Starfield.
We've been soon, very soon. I've been playing a little bit of everything. Of course, not even just randomly plugging in, but if you watch me on stream, you already know we've been kind of changing up the variety, the variation a little bit. I'm trying to give y'all a little bit more. We're still playing Final Fantasy 16. I'm more kind of leaning that that's gonna probably be my game of the year at this point. Don't tell Angel that. Don't tell anybody in my chat that. But I mean, I've been having a great time with that game, dog.
What do you mean? Don't tell anybody in your chat. There's a podcast. You're gonna really see
I know the fuck. Well, they need to listen to the podcast to get how I feel about it. The fuck. Hey,
don't tell nobody. I'm gonna put it in the pod.
Don't hop the pod. Don't hop in my chat and be like, "Hey, man, he said on his podcast this probably."
You put like a $20 paywall on the podcast, so they got to pay you money.
Nah. I'm just saying you gotta go listen to the podcast to see how I really feel because, as I've been playing it, people have been telling me like, "Yo, this is game of the year, this game of the year," and I'm not gonna lie, I really, really enjoyed the Resident Evil 4 remake to the point where it's like it just solidified its position. Right before this stream, I was actually playing a little bit of Tears of the Kingdom, so I'm getting through that.
Mhm.
I've just been running around doing shrines, trying to get adjusted to the new gameplay mechanics with the building and the sky and the land and all that shit. So I just been kind of exploring and doing stuff in that. But as far as Final Fantasy goes, I gotta be somewhere. I gotta be like 15 hours in, and I'll say like I'm having a great time, dog. Game is really good. Soundtrack. If that game doesn't get award for best soundtrack, I'm gonna be very upset because that game's soundtrack is phenomenal, dog. Like that man ain't have to snap like that, dog. Like the gameplay is good. Once you learn how to like combo in your like attacks and stuff, it becomes like one of the best. It almost plays like a Bayonetta or like a Rising Metal Gear Rising. You know what I mean? Like once you get to learn the fluidity of like your combos and switching between the different icons and shit, it gets really good, man. So I've been playing a lot of that on stream. Part 5, I think we're on part 5, so that'll be on YouTube. If you want to check that out on my YouTube channel, check the VOD out. That should be up sometime this week. I'm planning on doing a part 6 and a part 7 this week, just so we can get that game. I'm trying to beat that game by like the beginning of October because I got some other shit that I want us to play. But I've been loving that. We got back on Battlefield for season 5. I think it's on season 5. I've been playing a little bit of that.
How is it?
It's good, man. It's good, man.
Is it better than
yes.
BattleBit?
My honest opinion, yeah. But BattleBit is also a $15 game. I mean, Battlefield 2042 goes on sale all the time for $15 too. So I mean, it's $15 as well.
They both $15 games.
Yeah, I played BattleBit. I did play it. It's good, man. It's just fucking hectic, and it's not the best looking game, and it's
like 100 versus 100 people, dude.
It gets insane, dog.
I haven't actually like played it yet, so like I checked out the tutorial, and then I was like, all right, I might play the shit out of this game when I'm ready. But
yeah, man, we might need to link up and get that on a Saturday stream or something. Just hit me up. I got it.
Yeah,
but I like it. It's pretty good. What else we've been playing? We've been playing. I can't really talk about it, but I did get access to the closed beta for the Division Heartlands. So I've been trying that out, seeing how I like that. I can't tell you any more than that, but just know playing it. And I've been since the last podcast, Naraka Blade Point went free to play. So you might see
that game. That's the Battle Royale.
It's like Melee. Yeah, Melee Battle Royale.
I thought I saw Foxy playing that.
Yeah. Me and him were playing it together.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my guy. Shout out my boy Foxy. But yeah, I've been playing a lot of that, man. Like I've been waking up, the boys will hit me up. I'll be like, yo, let's get on the rocker, man. Like that game is really good, man. Like I bought it before on PC, when it wasn't free to play. But the problem was when I bought it, all this shit popped up when I was trying to launch it, and it popped up in Chinese, and I got scared. I was like, uninstall this and refund. So I did that. So I'm glad it's free to play now. I'm playing it on PS5, which I've heard people say like the console version is like super inferior to the PC port as far as like frame rate and just the way it looks. But I think like a day 2 patch kind of fixed that. Game's pretty good. it's just microtransaction hell, dog. Like
It's a
there's
free to
so
play
much.
game, so yeah.
I mean, even before it went free to play, like I heard there was a lot of customization and shit, but there's a lot, man. There's like 4 different types of currencies. Like it's just, oh my God, man. It's a lot, but like I won't lie, you can earn a lot of shit for free. So that's a plus. And then the game's actually really solid, man. Like, you look at it at face value, you think it's just all right, you just spam the shit out of your attack button, but there's parries, there's the grappling hook, there's so much that goes into it that makes it like the combat really fun. So I've been playing that. And then lastly, I've just been playing a lot of DMZ as always. Been playing a lot of DMZ. But y'all know that if you've seen them.
Streams
Streams,
always a good time with the boys.
Yeah, man. We got 10 days left till season 5. So
Jesus.
and I heard we'll be getting a lot of DMZ changes next season. So looking forward to that, man. I'm looking forward to that. But we're gonna talk about some more Call of Duty shit real soon. Trust me, real soon. But yeah, that's what I've been doing, man. That's literally what I've been doing. I'm working on building up my YouTube channel. Another plug for you guys is you guys know my boy Brock. Y'all should know him from my stream. If you don't know him from my stream, you know him from YouTube. You know him from previous episode. He was actually on the podcast before he had his own content creator, highlight.
Spotlight.
Yeah, Spotlight. He just launched the Liddy Gamers YouTube channel for us. Now, what Liddy Gamers is essentially like what Couch Combat is. It's just from everybody within the community. It's all of their clips and stuff like that. Brock's gonna clip it, do what he do to it, edit it up, and get that shit out right for you guys, man. So make sure you guys check out that YouTube channel as well. That link is gonna be in the description, and I'm gonna put that in my link tree soon as well. I mean, so you guys can check that out, man. Because like I said, Liddy Gamers, dog. Liddy Gamers, man. Check that shit out. But let's get into the news, man. Like I said, we've been playing a lot of games. You know what I mean? But some people, now this is just to kind of get the conversation going, right? It's just to get the conversation rolling. A lot of people feel like gaming is not good right now. You know what I mean? Which is wild because this is probably the best gaming has been in a very, very long time, dog. Very, very long time. Like you say, oh, Elden Ring came out last year, though, but that's one game, dog. Like this year has been nothing but consistent bangers. We've gotten banger after banger after banger after banger.
I would say like mostly bangers.
Nah, we've had, dog. You really got to think about it. We've gotten bangers this year, dog.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. It's mostly bangers. We also had some duds too.
Oh well, we got Redfall. It's the only dud I can think of.
I mean, the whole issue with Jedi Survivors too. I still don't know if that's fixed yet.
It's been fixed. It's been fixed.
All right, as long as they fix it. All right, cool.
Yeah, but Nadia, if you know who Nadia is, man, she's the best female Call of Duty player. She's known notoriously for being a hacker and shit. She put a tweet up saying gaming is at the most stale state I've ever seen. And I couldn't disagree with this any fucking more than I already do. Just from what I said, like I said, now looking at what she plays, it makes sense. You know what I mean? Like shooter wise, there really hasn't been like a big launch of first person shooters this year. Like we said, we got BattleBit. I mean, but that's more of like an indie game. You got to have a PC to play it. But as far as like a big FPS game, we haven't got one yet. I think the only FPS game that is supposed to come out relatively soon is that XDefiant. So other than that, like you're gonna have to wait.
That's still like a lot of people were like, "Oh, I love it," and now it's. I've been hearing mixed things after the beta.
That second beta. That second beta was pretty bad, dog. It was pretty bad, man. And I don't know I think they just changed way too many integers with that shit, like with the hit boxes and everything. They changed way too much. Like, they will change way too much. Like they need to find a sweet point with the TTK, because it's like it goes from being like really fast to like too slow with like a lot of those guns. Like there's only like 2 or 3 guns that are like really viable.
Yeah, I don't like the games where it's like there's gonna be a meta off the rip. Like most guns should just be. I don't know. I'm a fan of if it's broken, if everything's broken, everything's balanced, like type of thing. Like I don't think like there should be like any gun that should outshine literally everything. It should be kind of like use this if you want to use it. It's got like you pick a tickle machine, it's gonna be a tickle machine, but the headshot damage is probably what's gonna make up for it or whatever. Or like a sniper rifle being bolt action.
Yeah, or like the fire rate, like that. That's where Call of Duty is right now. Like I think like every gun in that game is like pretty damn balanced.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of need to buff the new AR, but besides that, I think like everything is pretty balanced in that shit.
Yeah, it should just come down to play style. Like if you want to be a slow, methodical sniper, you should use sniper rifles, and then obviously you're not going to be good in close range unless you're quick scoping or trick shotting. But like even so, like I don't get the need to have a few meta guns that are like the best guns in the game, and that shit either changes seasonally or the community needs to complain about it to the point at nauseum to where the developers will literally actually change it. Like
yeah,
kind of getting ridiculous. Like the games just make everything broken.
I agree. Listen, I agree, man.
Mm-hmm.
I think as far as this tweet goes, like I said, there's really no shooters out right now, man. Like I can't think of a shooter out right now that is dominating with Modern Warfare 2 is, and even that game is falling off. Like Modern Warfare 2 is it's dying out. It's dying out for multiple reasons. We're gonna get into that. The new one's supposed to be coming out November. The old ones just got, servers refreshed and stuff like that. So as far as Modern Warfare 2 2022 goes, like that game's been kind of dying out for a couple people. People have been getting tired of Warzone 2. I know I know me personally, I just think, except for like Naraka, because it's kind of like a refresh.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just kind of done with like battle royales though. Like I'll play them, but like it's not gonna, it's nowhere like it was like last year or the year before, where it was like that was like one of my go-to games, like with Apex, Warzone. It's just I don't feel that way anymore. I think that gameplay loop has just gotten so stale for me, man. It's gotten just so.
Well, it's also like a lot of what you play at nauseum. So like you're nonstop playing it on stream. Yeah, I mean, like that's how I was with Apex. I played the shit out of it, and then eventually I was like, this shit is so fucking just kind of boring.
Yeah, this season started off really good for Apex. Like I didn't play this whole season. Like I missed like dead ass like 90% of the season. But I pay attention to like Twitter and stuff like that. And a lot of my friends have been just telling me like this season started off really good. And then it just like towards the middle, it just kind of got a little stale. But I feel like that's how all these battle royales are. It's like you do the same thing so much. Nothing really changes. I mean, nothing, the dynamic never changes. It never changes. Your final circle is the only thing that changes. Where you drop at is usually what changes. That's it. Nothing else changes. It's the same exact gameplay loop every time, whether it's your first game or your 100th game. I mean, that's why I play a lot of DMZ, man, because there's so many different radical changes within a game session that just brings me in every time. Like you got players with different loot. You got players that are, just playing different. I mean, you may even have a different objective for, going in and getting out with this extraction. Like I said, that's why DMZ's been my like go-to lately, because it's just, I ain't gonna all that because I don't need y'all to know the secrets of my trade, man. But I've kind of learned where all the spawns were on the map. So if I want to play a Warzone game, I can play a Warzone game. You know what I mean? Like we could turn it into Warzone real fast, because I can be like, all right, I don't want to do any missions right now. I just want to go around and kill other players. You know what I mean? I know where they spawn at. Let's go run over there and go get them. Easy as that. Easy as that, man.
But yeah, I was gonna say, like, in terms of like just no real good FPSs out right now. I think it's just people just playing the same FPSs that they always have, not really trying anything new. I mean, like, to be fair, that tweet isn't really like anything of substance. Like, to me, it looks like it's just a bait tweet, like something you say to get people to interact with your shit. Because it really like she really just said, "Oh, gaming is stale." Like, that's it. That's literally the tweet. There's no elaboration, no no like discussion or anything. Like, she has no points on it. It's just a flat blanket statement. And so I think it was more of a bait tweet. I don't think it's really anything that really like, I don't know. I don't take. She also only plays Call of Duty, so like I can't really take her like opinion seriously. If she were playing like a wide variety of games on a regular and like streaming that shit, I'll be like, all right, like I could see how like maybe you're just bored of like the mainstream shit and you just need to check out the indie scene or something, or maybe it's gaming in general that you're just bored with. Like, that could also be that. Like, some people get burned out easily with playing video games and they just need a break from it, and that's why everything feels stale, because it's like a lot of these games copy each other. So like you look at all the major players in the battle royale area, you're gonna have like a little bit of copying there too. The same thing with most FPSs. Like, they're gonna steal or innovate game mechanics from other games. Like, I don't think gaming is stale at all. I think it's just we're not in a year of FPS. We're in a year of RPG.
Yeah, and it's
we've had a lot of RPGs come out, like whether they're like games like Jedi Survivors or like games like Starfield. Like, Diablo came out this year. We're gonna get Armored Core later in August. Like, there's a fair amount of like RPGs and action RPGs coming out this year over like major release shooters, like something like a Halo or a Call of Duty. But yeah, no, I think this is just a bait tweet. I think she just wanted to stir the pot in the gaming community a bit,
Yeah, I guess. I mean, like you said, man, this game is, for me, this year for me has probably been the best gaming has ever been. I've been having just so much fun. I've literally bought every game that's came out this year: Street Fighter 6, fucking Final Fantasy, Zelda, Resident Evil, Dead Space,
yeah,
fucking Hogwarts.
That's why I was saying this year has been like just RPGs and like and almost entirely. We got two major horror games that are remakes. I mean, like, when it comes to the remakes side of things in the gaming industry, it's annoying to see a remake when I feel like I just want a continuation of the IP. So like, I'm kind of like, I get the hype around like the new Metal Gear Solid remakes, but at the same time, I'm kind of uninterested because they are remakes. And it's like, I want to replay the game that I already beat. Like, what are you changing? Like, are you changing the story? Are you changing, like, I don't even know if David Hayter is coming back to voice the main
Well, apparently
guy.
they're using all the same voice lines from the old game.
So the question is why not just do like is it going to be like a Last of Us where they just repolish the game
Yeah, probably so. And the gameplay mechanics, like it'll probably run on the Fox engine, which is dope within itself, just because you got to think with that gameplay mechanic of the camo system from Metal Gear Solid 3.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got to see how they revamp that, because in Metal Gear Solid 3, if you remember, when you wanted to change your camo, you had to pause the game, go to the camouflage screen, select your camo, select your face paint, back out, crawl to the next section, all right, and then change your camo again accordingly. Most of the time, that's usually how it works. I mean,
Okay.
we'll see how they revamp all that. I feel like it'll be a lot more. If they do it right, it'll be a lot more fluid and it'll feel a lot better.
It's just gonna just be the graphics they revamp and leave everything else the same.
Yeah, because that game ran off of like a camo index. So like the higher your index, the harder you were to spot. But we all know, like, you know, in real life, you know, we know how shit like that works. So we'll see how they fix the mechanics. I think that game, as far as it goes, is all it's all mechanical changes, which is very good and something I want to see, because if I could play Metal Gear Solid 3 the way I play Metal Gear Solid 5, fam, like, I ain't got nothing else to say but that. Like Metal Gear Solid 5, I teeter between Metal Gear Solid 5 and 3 being my favorite Metal Gear games, because 5's gameplay is just so goddamn good. But 3's story is really good. It's really, really good.
It was pretty good too, because it wasn't just like combat mechanics. It was a lot of like environmental shit you could do.
What, in 3?
Yeah, like eating, hunting, and then
the gameplay wasn't bad. I'm not saying the gameplay was bad. I'm just saying, like, Metal Gear Solid 5 had a really good gameplay, dog. If only we could have got the game, you know, Kojima wanted us to play, man.
If we got the game Kojima wanted us to play, it'd be like 6 hours like of cutscenes and like maybe like 14 hours of gameplay. But it'd be
I'm with it,
a big ass movie.
I'm with it.
I mean, isn't that like how Death Stranding kind of plays out?
I'm with it. Yeah. Yeah, Death Stranding's really good, though, when you do get to play it. Oh, shit. But yeah, man, fuck this tweet. That was just to get the conversation rolling. Let's get into the real conversation. Like we said, we've been talking about Call of Duty. There's a lot of rumors going on. As we know, Modern Warfare 3 is supposed to be coming out this year. They said they was taking a break, and then they said, psych, Modern Warfare 2 isn't where we wanted to be at. So, I mean, we got to change that shit up. I mean, so all of this is leaks. I don't really like talking about leaks too much, but these leaks have been confirmed. A lot of them have been confirmed. There's even been like pictures and videos that were on YouTube, but they've all been taken down, especially the ones on Twitter. They've all been taken down at this point.
Makes sense.
We've gotten to see like exactly what the game looks like and stuff. Yeah, like they said, Modern Warfare 2 is supposed to be a 2-year game. They changed their mind. And now we're getting fucking Modern Warfare 3, which is essentially in the way I would look at it, like, if, you know, after I read all this to you guys, it's an expansion from Modern Warfare 2, all right? It is just one big expansion upon the already base game of Modern Warfare 2. So let's get into it, right? The name is Modern Warfare 3, obviously. The game is being produced by Sledgehammer. So Sledgehammer's been working on this. The last Call of Duty they did was Vanguard. So that was just literally a rotation away. So it almost makes me think what the fuck Treyarch's been working on, because they got to be working on some heat right now, because they've had like legit 4 years to make the next Call of Duty at this point. So,
I mean, that's assuming they're making another Call of Duty. So like, you could just be making a zombies game at this point.
Maybe. All your content from Modern Warfare 2 will carry over to Modern Warfare 3, which is different from, like, let's say, Modern Warfare 2019 to Cold War to Vanguard. Like none of your shit carried over. It all went into Warzone, but it didn't go to the next iteration. With this, all of your bundles, everything you've bought within Modern Warfare 2 will be going over to the multiplayer and probably DMZ and everything else of Modern Warfare 3. So like I said,
that's good.
Think expansion. This is just an expansion. This is literally just an expansion, right?
Yeah, I was thinking it's going to do the thing they did last time.
The reveal date is supposed to be coming sometime in season 5, but we've already got like a release date. Like a lot of people have been saying it's like November 5th or November 4th. I don't see the date in this these notes that I put.
For this year or next year?
This year.
No,
this year.
I feel like
good.
I feel like that it's like gonna be next year. I feel like it might be too late.
Nah. They've been doing this for the past 2 Call of Duties. They don't announce that shit until like August. I mean, it used to be June every year. Like the past, like maybe like 4 years ago, they changed it to where they announced these Call of Duties like literally like August, September. They come out in October and November. So that sounds about right.
Okay.
Here's some leaks. We're getting classic maps. The maps that we thought we were getting in Modern Warfare 2. I guess they said, fuck it, we're going to put it in Modern Warfare 3. So Terminal, High Rise, Quarry. Those will be making an appearance. There's a new gear perk system. I'm really liking this because I already know why they're probably doing this is because they're going to probably implement this into Warzone and DMZ, and it's going to be really good for DMZ. So there's a new gear perk system, and I just watched a YouTube video on this last night explaining this. So instead of you having individual perks, like you have like 3 different perks, you'll have 4 different sets of clothes you can wear, like gear you can wear. So you'll have like a helmet, vest, gloves, boots, and they'll all have specific perks to them. You know what I mean? So going into that DMZ aspect, you might go somewhere and find some gloves. Now you have some gloves that, give you sleight of hand. You reload faster. That's what I'm thinking. That's exactly what I'm thinking.
You think that's because of DMZ?
Yeah, I said that. I think it's because of DMZ and Warzone. Yeah, I think so for sure.
No, but I think more the DMZ side of things because, like, to me, Call of Duty DMZ is like an introductory period of
Tarkov.
Yeah, it's not really that hardcore, so you don't really have to worry about it too much. Like if you die, you don't lose your shit. Like you just lose like whatever contraband gun you had, and then any like items you picked up.
Yeah.
That don't really matter because they go away as soon as you extract anyway. So maybe this is like how you get gear in the game as like a meta loop, and then you bring that over to Warzone, or multiplayer in general. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So instead of unlocking perks the traditional way, you have to get it as loot. But I can also see this being an issue with microtransactions because they do fucking have pay to win mechanics.
They did in Vanguard. I don't think they'll do that. I mean, they've done it with DMZ, but that's the only mode.
Yeah, but that to me that looks like a beta test for something else that could potentially be an issue later down the line. So
we'll see. But yeah, I'm thinking like gloves will have like sleight of hand on them or like some other perks.
I can see that, yeah.
Boots will have ninja because we're apparently getting dead silence as a perk again. It's not going to be a tactical equipment. It's going to be a perk again. So I'm excited for that.
I feel like it being a tactical equipment was actually kind of balanced.
Yeah, exactly.
They run up on you all the goddamn time. So it's like
you get EOD on a vest. I'm thinking about high alert on like a helmet. Like I think that's how the gear system is going to work. And like I said, I'm very welcome to this coming into DMZ. I think that's just what we need. We need more loot. I think we just need more loot, more than just guns and random shit on the ground to pick up every extraction. I need gear. I need your gear. I mean, I need your gear. I need your shit.
Gear. Give me your shit, bitch.
I mean, yeah, so that's how that's gonna work. The classic mini map is back. All right. So if you know what this means, that means red dots will be back on the map, man. I mean, so if you shoot a gun without a suppressor on it, you will get a red dot on your map, just like it was in the older Call of Duties. All right. None of that directional, marks on your little compass on the top of the map. It'll be on the actual TAC map. So when somebody shoots, you'll see that shit.
Mm-hmm.
You will see that shit. Just like in the old Call of Duties. So better put those suppressors on, man. Reload canceling is returning. A lot of people were pissed about this. A lot of people to this day is pissed about this. And I won't lie, I get annoyed with it sometimes. I do get annoyed with it sometimes because it's one of those things where it's like you have to literally let the entire animation play through. Like, I get it. It's supposed to be realistic.
It's Call of Duty. I don't really need realism in that game.
Facts. So,
like, it's not Tarkov or Siege. Like, it's fine. Like, reload canceling, it's all right.
Yeah, so we're supposed to be getting that. World War II's war mode is coming back. If you know what war mode was in Call of Duty 2017, that was World War II. It had a mode called war mode. It was like, I want to say it was like 16 versus 16. And it was like one side was defending and the other side was attacking. It's like, think of it like Rush from Battlefield.
Okay.
All right. The attacking side has a bunch of objectives they have to complete and capture to advance. And it's just basically that. It's pretty dope. Now, here's the biggest rumor, right? I don't think it's happening. But a lot of people think it's going to happen. Zombies is coming with Modern Warfare 3.
I could see that.
Apparently, Treyarch is working on it. I don't know, man. I don't know. I really didn't play. I played a little bit of Outbreak on Cold War with, a couple of my friends, but I didn't really play it like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I have no opinion on this.
Mm-hmm.
If it happens, it happens. But if it doesn't, I'll be all right. You know what I mean? But like I said, I think this is more so a definite for 2025. Or 2024 when that Call of Duty drops, because that's definitely going to be a Treyarch Call of Duty. And then finally, we got the release date. The release date kind of got leaked. November 10th is the release date that they're saying it's going to come out. The PlayStation beta is going to be starting apparently in October, early October. And then the campaign early access starts a week before. I've been hearing rumors that there won't be a campaign at all. Hence why this is an expansion. Like, a lot of people have been saying that the only thing we're going to be getting is like 3 new raids, and the story is going to be told through the raids. There will be no campaign.
Okay. Interesting.
That's what I've been hearing. This article says otherwise, but like I said, we're supposed to be getting a new Warzone map. A lot of people believe that Verdansk is coming back. And we're getting a whole new list of new guns because with these new guns, you got to remember that this is literally, like I'm going to say it again, an expansion of Modern Warfare 2. So all the guns in Modern Warfare 2 are going to be in Modern Warfare 3, including some new guns. So we're probably going to be getting like a handful, like maybe 3 new assault rifles, 3 new sniper rifles, 3 new SMGs, just give you some new shit to play with, man.
Mm-hmm.
But how you feeling about that, Eknight?
I mean, like, as an expansion, that's good. I was kind of like worried that Modern Warfare 2 was gonna just be like Modern Warfare 2019, where it just came out and then everything you bought or did just didn't carry over to the next game, and it kind of made me not want to play Modern Warfare 2 anymore after I heard Modern Warfare 3 came out. So I was like, I might check it out when it finally does launch again. But I
Mm.
think I'm kind of like Call of Duty'd out in general. Because honestly, it's just it was similar to 2019 gameplay wise. Not much has changed. And now it's I don't know. We'll see how it ends up being when Modern Warfare 3 comes out. Because if that comes out and the gear thing doesn't work the way I think it does, then it'll be interesting to see how that mechanic just like plays out overall for the gameplay loop.
Yeah, I'm excited, man. I'm not gonna lie.
You always excited for Call of Duty though, so like,
I'm excited. I'm excited. We'll get once these leaks become definite. I'll definitely tell you how I feel right now. Like I'm just watching to see what happens. All right, just watching to see what happens. But yeah, that's it for that. More Call of Duty news for y'all, man. All the old Call of Duties are back, man. They're back in. It feels like fucking 2010 again. I'm waking up and some of my Twitch friends are posting motherfucking Modern Warfare 2 clips, 360 no scopes, 360 knives. It's just it's like what a time to be alive again. Now this kind of goes into another thing. The the Microsoft Activision merger, it did get approved to go through. But then 2 days later, the FTC came in and said, no, this can't happen. So they got an appeal in August. But as soon as that merger, the first time got approved, that same day, all of the older Call of Duties like World at War, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 2, and so on. I think like Black Ops 3,
pretty much all of them, right?
All of them, yeah, all of them. Servers went back up and got refreshed, so you don't have to worry about like all those hackers and bots. Now, this is only from what I've seen confirmed on Xbox. I don't know if it's for Steam or PC, but I know what it's 100% for Xbox. So, what a time to be alive. You can play the old Call of Duties again.
Yeah.
You can literally get on your Xbox 360 if you still have one and play the old Call of Duties like it's 2009, 2010,
same
2011.
Like quality and everything. Like you can get cursed out all you want, you know.
Yep, them pregame lobbies is back and they toxic as hell. They toxic as hell, baby. How you feel about this, man?
I think it's good. I think they should have done this a while ago because I know they took down a modded server, which basically just was old Call of Duty. I think Modern Warfare 2. And they had all this gun skins from all the games and all the guns from like across all the Call of Duties. And I think they took that down.
See a cease and desist, yep.
But they probably saw how popular it was, so they were like, maybe we should get on that. And they just were like, let's just instead of making a new game, let's just relaunch the servers.
Yeah,
which was a smart move on their part.
I bought Black Ops 2 from my Xbox digitally, so you might see me do a Black Ops 2 stream on Twitch, man. Because listen,
that was
careful. That was a good ass Call of Duty, man. That's definitely one of my favorites. But all right, let's keep it moving. Like we said, the Xbox merger did go through, and then they stopped it. So they have appeal in August, and this has just been dragged out. I don't feel like talking about it anymore, to be honest.
No one wants to talk about it anymore. They just want it done and over with. The arguments are essentially Sony doesn't want to happen because they want Call of Duty on their platform, and they're afraid that Microsoft is going to take that away from them because Call of Duty is a moneymaker.
Well, Xbox has signed an agreement with PlayStation. When the merger first went through the first time, it's confirmed the last 10 years that Call of Duty will be on PlayStation. So
right, but they also offered that same agreement several
to
times over
Nintendo, yeah.
before with Sony, and Sony rejected it, saying that they were being anti-consumer. When it's like, I don't know, it's kind of opposite to me. Like, it feels like, because Sony has purchased a shit ton of studios too. Like, it just
Shit,
doesn't
they
make
have
any damn sense.
exclusivity with Call of Duty right now.
Yeah, that's why it didn't make any sense why you're worried about what Xbox is doing. Because, like, yeah, if they get Call of Duty, then make a shooter game that's competitive to Call of Duty. Like, I don't, like, everyone's was looking forward to X Defiant when that shit was like rumored to be a COD killer or COD competitor. Like,
Yeah.
I don't see why y'all with your infinite amount of money just go do the same shit. Like, you mostly make single player games. That's the draw for most people for PlayStation. Like, I don't go to PlayStation to play fucking multiplayer games, to be honest.
Facts, big facts.
So, like, why are you worried about Call of Duty? Like, like, you're still gonna get the paycheck from it being on your platform. Like, I don't, and then you just got to renew that deal with Xbox or
Yeah,
buy out Xbox. I don't know.
Yeah, this
Like,
merge is irritating.
just stop fucking blocking it and just let it happen already. Damn. Like, I'm tired of hearing about it every 2 seconds. The Xbox merger. I was like, bro, like, I don't even think Disney had this trouble acquiring fucking Marvel. Like, that shit was so fucking, like, one minute they're like, yeah, they're gonna do it, and they're like, oh, do you think they're gonna block it? It's like, I don't know. And it's like a week later, it was like, yeah, they got it, and it's like, oh, okay, cool. Like, I don't understand why this is such a big fucking deal. All you're doing is promoting Xbox.
Yeah,
Like, you're getting a
facts.
free promotion.
Well, speaking of Xbox, another change is coming, man. Xbox Live Gold is no more come September. I believe it's September. Let me double check. I do believe that's September. Yeah, doesn't have a date on here. I don't know why they didn't put the date on this.
It's happening soon, right?
Yeah, it's very soon, and then you only have two options. You'll have to pay for Xbox Game Pass Core to play online, which is just a great deal altogether. It's probably gonna be like $10 a month, but you get access to Game Pass and you get access to online. So it's just like it's already better than PlayStation Plus.
Oh,
Already
yeah.
way better than PlayStation Plus.
Yeah, that library for Game Pass is huge, and plus they do all like new releases on that shit
Yeah,
too.
that
You
game,
can
that
play
game
Starfield
Exo.
on that shit.
Yeah, that game Exo Primal came straight to Game Pass. I've been wanting to try that out. I think I'm gonna download that, give that a try. But yeah, man, Xbox is making some moves, man. They're making some crucial moves. They need to do a little better with their first party games, but especially after Redfall, because like I said, like Starfield, they cannot miss with this game, dog. They've missed way too many times now.
It's not even just Xbox, it's Bethesda too. They can't miss with this shit either, because after if they fuck this up, it's like a wrap for most people with Bethesda games. They're just not gonna buy them anymore.
Yeah, man. It's man, listen, dog. They cannot miss with this shit, man. They have to have a hit. They have to. I mean, they have to.
But yeah, it's they need to give like love to all their first party games, and they need to just stop like buying games studios. Start actually like quality controlling a lot of their games, making sure that a lot of shit goes good.
Facts. All right. So we got the Borderlands movies coming out next summer. How you feeling about that?
I'm not watching that shit. I'm not watching that shit. I'm sorry. I refuse.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you now, man.
Kevin Hart is in there. I don't care.
Is Kevin Hart in it?
Yeah, I believe he's playing Roland.
This is crazy.
You know, it's not like just some random actors. Like, they got a lot of people top tier actor or top tier names, I should say. I don't think Kevin Hart's like a crazy great actor, but like he's mainly a comedian, so like it's gonna be an expense production, but it was like run by that guy that does magic tricks and owns fucking what is it, 2K or whatever they.
Yeah. Oh, he is playing Roland. Oh shit.
Yeah, so like I don't know. It's a I'll watch it on Netflix type of situation for me with this. I'm not exactly excited to see this, especially with how Borderlands 3 kind of turned out. I was like, the writing was kind of shit. So the main draw of Borderlands is a lot of the dialogue that you get playing the game. So like for them to do in a movie, the dialogue needs to be on point. It needs to be funny. Like
I'm not looking forward to this, man. I'll keep it real with you, dog.
that's what I'm saying. I'm not watching it. I'll watch it on
I've always
Netflix.
thought the hot take Borderlands has always been mid, dog. It has always been mid. It has never been better than mid, dog.
It's been good. So Borderlands, like gameplay wise, I think is mid, right? There's nothing too crazy about it, right? You get loot, the looter shooter. You're always chasing after loot. The heroes are kind of like generic in terms of ability. You get one ability that gets modified by the skill trees. That's essentially it, right? And then pretty much from there, it's like, all right, well, if it's just that, then it's boring. But the dialogue and the story was what was interesting about Borderlands, and all the characters and everything they said. Borderlands 1 was interesting because of that. Borderlands 2, like one of the best ones, and I think the pre-sequel was also pretty good.
Pre-sequel was good. I did like the pre-sequel.
That's when they kind of changed up the gameplay a bit because it was on the moon or something.
Yeah, it was like zero G and stuff like that.
Yeah, so like it's not that Borderlands overall is mid. Its gameplay is average, but its fucking storylines were great, so it was worth playing through. And the dialogue was hilarious, and that's why we played through it. And then Borderlands 3 came out, and I was like, oh, now the dialogue sucks. The story.
The characters were interesting though. I did like the playable characters. They were like the classes.
Oh yeah, they're always usually interesting. I liked a lot of playable characters in 3, but they also kind of removed those playable characters from like the story. Like it just really wasn't like you weren't in any cutscenes and shit. So it's like it just didn't really like make sense how they did it. And like I was originally hyped to play the game, and then after I got to the third point, I was like, all right, this is boring. The jokes are kind of like not that funny. Even the shit with like what was his name? Ice Cube playing as a teddy bear. Like I thought it was funny at first, but then it just got like kind of annoying, like dialogue wise. So I was just like, what the fuck is going on here?
I've just never been a fan, dog. I think it's always been mid. Mm-hmm. It's fun with friends, but I mean, it's
like
one of
every game though. You know?
It's alright. I don't like the gameplay loop, man. That game is just fetch quest the games. Go here, listen to some dialogue, shoot up some dudes, go back, talk to this person, give you another quest to go there, talk to this person, listen to some dialogue, shoot some shit up, go back. It's just I'm cool, man.
I also think this when they streamlined the looting system from 1 to 2 is kind of what killed it, because in 1 you could get some really crazy like guns. And 2 it's like all the guns are the same.
Yeah, they look the same. They just shoot different, or they're stronger or something.
They were branded or some shit. Like this brand does this and this brand does that. Yeah. I'm like, that's cool and all, but it's also like in 1 I had a rocket launcher that shot corrosive rockets that cluster bombed, and then like I had a shotgun that literally would like fucking shoot fire pellets, and then those fire pellets would like burn actively, like stay on a dude and keep burning them. Like there was just like the combinations of guns. Like you could find a regular gun that's not like a unique, and it's just like almost as strong as a unique. That's kind of what I liked about Borderlands 1. And they got rid of that for Borderlands 2 for a more streamlined system. So that you had your unique ones you got from bosses and shit, but then you also had the random guns that kind of just were kind of good, but also not that great. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that's eh. As a series, I am kind of done with Borderlands. So like, it's a shame that it went down this
You
route.
played that Tiny Tina's Dungeon and Dragon, John, didn't you?
I didn't get past like the second arc, I want to say, and it's not from a lack of trying. It's just like that game is set up to be like D&D, and while story wise it is kind of like D&D, it just gets like after you blow up the fucking ocean, it was like, oh man, a lot of this is getting a little bit sameish. Like the gameplay cannot save that game. Like they had melee weapons and everything. I was like, oh cool, melee weapons, and I'm like, oh no, wait, it's just another piece of loot that you get. Like it's not like something I can make a melee build around unless you're a certain character. So like it's just kind of like, oh, all right.
Yeah, man, I've been trying to tell people for years, dog. Borderlands is mid, man. It is mid. I don't see anything attractive with that game, dog. I've never been interested in the lore, or the story, or anything. I think the only thing I've been interested in is the playable characters because they always do really good with the classes. But I will say I did like the pre-sequel because I generally like pre-sequels. I like shit like that. I like prequels. I like prequels. I mean, because they flesh things out a little bit. And it did do a good job at that. You know what I mean, like how you worked for the guy. And
Essentially worked for what's his name, Jack. Before he became evil, he was actually a decent person.
Yeah.
No, I like that's what I was saying. Like the story for some of that shit is great.
You can play as his doppelganger and shit.
That shit was hilarious too.
Yeah.
But like still, like at the same time, like all right, I'll put it like this. Tales of the Borderlands 1 is a great Borderlands game, but you don't shoot anybody really. It's a telltale game.
Yeah.
So a lot of Borderlands is like the heavy lifting for Borderlands is the story. Like flat out. Once the story started being good in 3, it was it. Like even Borderlands Tales of the Borderlands 2, it doesn't even follow like the same storyline or follow up any of the plot threads left behind by the first one. So it's like I don't know. It just didn't. It's just not. It's not good anymore. It's not good writing. It's just kind of bad.
I think it's gonna be a bad video game movie.
I think it is. I think it's gonna be like the Jumanji movie.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to something that was a bad game when it came out, but you know what I mean, people want to act like it. You know what I mean, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. CD Projekt Red insists Cyberpunk 2077's launch wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad, man. It wasn't that bad. And I don't know if it was you or if it was.
Hello? Yep.
Do you hear me?
Yeah, you kind of cut out there.
Oh, well, I don't know if it was you or Julio that we had to do a whole podcast episode on to try to make you see the light of Cyberpunk being a bad game. I don't know if it was you or Julio's one. That was for Halo Infinite, my bad.
That was Halo Infinite, and even then I still was like Halo Infinite is an average Halo game. Like I even gave you the campaign 7 out of 10. You're like, really? And I was like, yeah. It's like it's 7 out of 10 for me.
I thought the campaign was really good. Even looking back, like the campaign was fun.
Yeah, but I'm comparing it to prior Halos, like their campaigns and how they were written encounter wise and everything. Like I gave it like if it wasn't an open world game, it wouldn't have gotten a high rating because if it was a linear experience and all those let me put it like this. All those main missions, if you played all of them all through a linear experience, I feel like it would just been kind of like, oh, all right. Oh, all right. With all the
It's because there was barely any MP.
And there he goes again. He cuts out again. Is it me? No, it's him. Hello? Oh, let me message him.
Yo, you hear me?
Yeah, nah, you keep cutting out. Like I heard there's barely any NPCs, and then that was it.
Yeah, that was the problem with that game. There's barely any NPCs with that shit.
Well, real quick, do you want to do like just relaunch Craig and everything or something like that? And
Nah, I'll edit it out. I'll edit all that shit.
But yeah, no, I mean, like, I get there's barely any NPCs, but technically in Halo 2 there was like what Arbiter, Johnson, Miranda, and then the Covenant leaders, and then the monkey guy. What's his name? I forget his name. He's the leader of the brutes at the time. And then you had Chief. And then you had Chief. And then in Halo Infinite, it's like fake Cortana, the pilot, who I feel like they didn't flesh out enough after the whole emotional speech and everything. And then like what the main bad person and they definitely gave a lot of personality to the NPCs you fought in that game. But yeah, we're gonna get off into a side tangent.
Listen, wait until you play Halo Guardians.
Yeah, I'm never gonna play that game. They're never gonna bring it to MCC, so like, why would I play it? And it's a game. It's a game that you barely play as Master Chief. That's what pissed off a lot of people in that shit. But
you got like 4 missions where you play.
Yeah, 4 missions out of like 15. Like, that's insane. That's a lot of missions to not play as the main guy on the cover. Like, I really thought they were trying to like replace him with Spartan Locke. And I was like, Spartan Locke is the most uninteresting character. Like, the fuck? Like, they wrote him so bad.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, like in terms of like CD Projekt Red, like that shit was like
the vice president says that it wasn't a bad game when it came out. It just became, quote unquote, it became a cool thing not to like.
No. It's not popular to hate on Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk's in a really good place now. It wasn't in a really good place at launch. I played the fucking game myself on PC, which was the best platform to play it on because all the other platforms were fucking dog shit. You can attest to this playing it on PlayStation 4. It literally was dog shit.
Yeah, and we got a whole podcast where I talked about that.
Exactly. No, it's not as bad. Like, time doesn't just erase the memories of how bad fucking we have literal footage of the PS1 intro of the fucking Cyberpunk game. Like, what do you mean? It's not that it was like, overall, when I looked at the game for what it was without the technical issues, it's an all right open world RPG set in the Cyberpunk universe. The stories were good, the side quests were good, the characters were interesting. The whole plot itself is interesting, but there ain't really shit to do besides buy cars and shoot people. Like, that was it. That was literally it. Once you were done all the side quest content, which I did all of it, like, there's nothing to do. There's no mini game activity. Like in GTA, you could go play golf and all that shit. There was nothing really fleshing out of Cyberpunk when it launched, which was one of the main complaints. The other complaints was the technical aspects of it. Like, all the tech issues were because A, it was a shitty console port. B, even on PC, I had a decent rig for the time at 2019 when it came out.
No, it's 2020.
Was it like
December 9th, 2020?
Was it January? Oh, December. What? Fuck, dude.
I remember. I took off of work for that shit.
All right. Either way, it's still just as bad. Fucking. But yeah, no, like, even for 2020, I had a decent rig, and I was still had to, like, fuck with a lot of settings just to get the run smoothly. And be able to stream it at the same time. Like it's not a game that we're gonna sit here and go, oh, it wasn't that bad. It was bad, bro. It was really bad. Like people were falling through maps. There's a literal archive of glitches and bugs and shit. I don't. How do you not?
Dog.
How do you not?
It was literally, listen, one of my best feats as a gamer, and I say this to the day I die. One of my most attribute feats as a gamer is beating Cyberpunk on a fucking OG, not a pro, not a slim, none of that shit, on a OG PS4. Because you don't know how much of a struggle that game was to beat on that system, dog.
Bro.
Like, that showed me I was a real gamer when I did that shit.
That was fucking hilarious, because it's like, your fans must have been like, that shit must have been levitating trying to run that shit.
Shit wasn't even just that. It's like, dog, the way I had to play that game was crazy. Like, it's like everywhere I went, it's like, all right, make sure I save. All right, I'm about to walk into a building, make sure I save. I'm about to talk to this person, let me make sure I save.
And then you were still at risk for getting the save file corrupted too.
Yeah.
So, like, it wasn't even like, even if you saved and had multiple save files, like, once that shit got corrupted, it was a wrap. Like, you would just fucking lose all your progress. And if it were me, man, like, I'm someone that doesn't like to reinvest time into games unless I plan on it to. So if I'm playing a single player RPG, like if I'm playing Starfield and then it's like, yeah, the save file is corrupted and I lost my save file, I'll put it down and I might not play it again. Like that's how frustrating that shit might be. Like to have to restart after you gotten a good build, discovered everything organically. Now you have to do it all over again. That's just so stupid. Like, this dude is brain dead. I don't know how you can just sit here and be like, yeah, no, it wasn't that bad.
Look, man,
the game was barely functional on. You literally, Sony had to issue a refund. Like,
I think
they don't do that shit.
Yeah, they don't do that at all.
They don't do that shit.
I think this is kind of how you were looking at the Nadia situation. Yeah. I think this is one of those things where it's like, I don't think anybody's really been talking about the DLC, and the DLC is about to come out. Mm-hmm. So it's like, let me say something to get people talking about Cyberpunk.
You think it's a bait?
Yeah, I think so.
You say something brain dead, get them all mad, and then it's like,
because nobody believes this. There's nobody that can believe this, dog.
There's some people that believe this shit. There were people defending that shit too. Like, that's the worst part, is when like people, like, I get it, you bought the game and then unfortunately it didn't come out right. Like, it's not the best game you thought it was gonna be. You know, it got hyped up and shit, right? But I think the best indicator that this game wasn't gonna be a good game is when they took out the main draw for me, which was the wall running. Like, you could get an augment that would let you wall run, and they literally didn't even announce that they took it out. It had to be announced in an article. So it was like, they're like, yeah, we're getting rid of wall running, you know, it's not working. No, motherfucker, you probably were just glitching through the fucking wall every time you tried to do it. And it's just that shit is annoying. And I don't know. Here's what I'm going to say, though. Because of that brain dead comment, don't buy the DLC.
I'm going to buy the DLC.
Don't buy the DLC. Don't give into it.
I want this shit.
If that shit comes out and that shit is like mid, I'm going to just laugh. I'll laugh my ass off all the way. Like, I hate when fucking game devs give the most brain dead. Like, this shit with Baldur's Gate, where they're like, oh, Baldur's Gate's going to set a standard for RPGs that isn't achievable with all studios. I was like, okay. They're making a good game. Who the fuck cares? Like, what the fuck?
Thanks.
Like, let them make their good game. Like, I don't see, like, it's not going to be the same. Like, I don't think Baldur's Gate is going to set the standard for, like, shit like Starfield or anything like that. Like each game offers its own unique fucking like experience. So like, I don't treat like Diablo 4 the same as I would Baldur's Gate, because that's a turn-based RPG, and Diablo 4
is just looking at that. That's crazy. You bring that up.
Well, I just remembered it because fucking one brain dead developer said something stupid, and now I remembered something else that a bunch of them said. Like it's not that I don't think it's like people are gonna be like, oh, this is the standard. I was like, the standard was a functioning game for $60. Like that standard has gone away. Like everyone just buys early access shit now. Like it's changing. It's no longer the standard to have a fully functioning game on release. Like that's the problem. And it's like, oh, well, they're doing too much and they're gonna make us look bad. And it's like, no, dude, like they're doing their own thing and they're doing, if it does it well, then it does well. If it flops, it flops. Let them try at least. Like I hate the dismissal of like game devs that work for AAA studios, have massive amounts of resources to work for AAA studios. We get shit like Redfall after they overhype it. It can't even play the game at 60 FPS. And then it's like Baldur's Gate's coming out and they're like, oh, don't play Baldur's Gate because it's going to set the standard for all RPGs. It's not going to set the standard. It's going to raise the bar a bit, but it's not going to set the standard. Like, Jesus Christ. That's like getting mad that like the best movie ever like told came out and it's like, oh, well, now all movies need to play like this movie. It's like just like a binary way of thinking. It's like when what's a fucking another dev that got mad over something stupid? Like, it's like when the UI designer got mad at fucking Elden Ring for fucking having a good UI. Like,
Oh yeah, Ubisoft. That's right.
That's, you can't sit here and just be like, oh, well, it doesn't have like it's so minimalistic, it doesn't look good. It's like, no, they designed it like to be more immersive. Like unless I want 1,000 waypoints on my screen at all times while I'm mid combat, like that's annoying as shit. Like, I'm not trying to play an MMO RPG. I'm trying to play a single player RPG. I don't need to have the quest like icons all over the goddamn place on my mini map, on my compass, on my fucking quest board thing that's off to the right that's letting me keep track of the quest I'm doing. Like, I don't need all that shit. Like, if it fades out when I'm not fighting shit, that's nice. I get to enjoy the beauty of the game. Like, what the fuck? Sorry, I went on a tangent.
No, you're fine, man. This is the type of conversation we need to have. Eh?
I just think it's just stupid. And it's just like people just like really find anything to complain about, and then it kind of gets annoying and old.
Facts.
Can't just celebrate like developers doing a good job for once. It's got to be this fucking negative argument. It's like, oh, they're gonna make us work that hard. It's like, no, you guys don't even. A lot of the games that come out don't even function. What do you mean work hard? Like, I don't understand.
Man, listen, that game is a fucking mess, dog. And nobody can tell me what I played was any better than a disaster, dog.
No, that shit was whack, and I don't. Like, if he didn't point out the whole bait shit, I was like, I probably would have fell right for it, honestly, because that tilted me a bit. I'm not gonna hold you. It's just like you just really just arguing with reality, bro. Like, it's just like with the IGN scores when Cyberpunk came out, like it was like perfect 10s and shit, and then all the shit hit the fan and they're like, oh yeah, it's a 4 now. Yeah, guys, we also hated Cyberpunk originally. Yeah. And it's like, no, dog, you guys fucking took the money and ran with that shit.
Yeah.
Man. What do you think?
Yeah, so like I said, I think that was just to get people to buy the DLC, which I will be buying. I'm
not buying that shit.
I think it's like $30, so all right,
still, man. I'm just again, I beat that game. I'm done with it. Like, that's how I look at it. Terrible.
So did you know we're getting a new Twitter? I just beat Twitter. Twitter X is trending right now on
Twitter X.
Apparently, that's what Elon Musk is rebranding Twitter to.
Is that like a SpaceX rebranding?
I don't know, man.
I don't know what that dude is doing anymore. Like I barely use Twitter. So like to me just Twitter's just a hellscape.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
what's Twitter X supposed to be about?
I don't know, man.
It's just like, yo, did you hear about this Twitter X?
It's trending right now on Twitter, so I don't.
What are
fucking know.
What are the people saying? What are the people talking about? Like, what's going on with that?
He's just saying Elon Musk is in such a pissing contest with Mark Zuckerberg, and now he's going to rebrand Twitter into Twitter X. Between this and Elon's new rule, how many DMs you're allowed to send per day, unless you pay him. Oh yeah. There's a limit now to how many tweets you can view, and a limit to how many DMs you can send per day on Twitter, unless you buy Twitter Blue.
I think he just wants to kill the company, and he's doing his best to do it in a way he can like get it to where he can claim bankruptcy or some shit. I don't know.
It was crazy because like his third day in office, he was already saying like Twitter's bleeding money, like this shit will not survive. So
I mean, he's probably right about that.
I knew from that it was donezo.
Yeah.
Because Twitter went downhill like probably like 5-6 years ago. Like it's been on a downhill spiral.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
yeah, I don't even know. Aside from being like the platform everyone talks on, like I don't like really see Twitter as like, I don't know. It's different than Facebook, but it's like at the same time it's not. It's just,
I know what you're trying to say.
Yeah, it's just like what the I don't know. I just know it's a good place to promote your shit, but it's also a place where you can get drawn into. Like I was reading the comments on the Nadia tweet, and it's like these dudes are like either agreeing or not agreeing, and then it's like they don't agree on something. It's like toxic, like immediately toxic. Like it could be the most milk take disagree. It's like, oh, I disagree. You know, these games came out. It's like, oh, what are you talking about? Blah blah blah. Is this? And it's just like, I don't know. It's gets like people are mad aggressive on Twitter for some fucking reason. I don't know what it is. I don't know if they need to go outside. I don't know if they need a hug. Bring it in, man. Let me give you a hug. It's okay. You don't have to use Twitter anymore. We got Threads.
Yeah, facts. Our last bit of news. Explain this Ubisoft thing.
All right, so that's kind of a developing situation that I added to the pod like last second. It literally.
Yeah.
So from what I can gather, essentially Ubisoft has a policy that I guess nobody really knew about because we don't reach it anymore. Essentially, if you're AFK from using the Ubisoft account, and not AFK, if you haven't logged in Ubisoft Connect in a long time, and I don't know how long this user was inactive for, because he got this letter and then it also came out and shit. Like he I don't know if he just never used it. I don't know if it's an alt account that he just doesn't use like that. I don't know if he was inactive for like a month and then they're like, fuck it, you're not getting any of your shit. But essentially they delete your account, which can be an issue because how you get the games is through an Ubisoft account. So you pay for games through Ubisoft Connect, or like, you use Steam, but it's still like on your Ubisoft account. You know what I mean? So essentially you can lose all those games you paid for because you've been inactive and not playing Ubisoft games like that. So if you don't log in for a while, let's say you decide to take you decide to get away from like society for a bit, and your bills are all paid up and you're just letting everybody know, it's like, I'm going to take a year off from like society. I'm going to go backpacking in Europe or whatever the hell fucking people do nowadays. And essentially you do that and then come back and Ubisoft Connect is like, well, you haven't played fucking Rainbow Six Siege in like a year, so yeah, we deleted your account. So all those games you had and all the progress you had on those games, all the skins you bought, everything for it, it's gone. And I don't think you can reappeal it. Because you have to like notify them within like the 30-day period that they notified you that they're going to delete your account. Otherwise, they delete it, and I don't think there's no recovering it. Is pretty much what I got from
Yeah,
that.
it's pretty fucked up.
A lot of people are kind of not cool with that. I don't think I'm cool with that. I don't know what law requires them to do that in any shape, form, capacity, whatever. So it's like, I don't know. I don't like it. I think it's a dumb thing. I already hate Ubisoft Connect as it is because it's a terrible like app. So I don't know. How are you feeling?
Listen, dog. This is stupid. Stop deleting people's shit. I mean, especially they paid like dog. It's kind of like all these other things, right? Like people were complaining, like, oh, when the PS3 servers went offline, like you can't like if you have a PS3, you just can't download your digital games anymore. You know what I mean? It's like one of those things, like you just need to integrate everything together for that, like how Xbox did it, where it's just like all those games are still there 3 generations later.
Yeah.
But like this is just fucking stupid. It's like, hey, you didn't log in to Ubisoft for a year, so we closed everything down. Now, according to this tweet that I put in the show notes, Ubisoft said you can select an account. Let me see. Hey there, we just wanted to chime in that you can avoid the account closure by logging into your account within 30 days since receiving the email pictured and selecting the cancel account closure link contained in the email. We certainly do not want you to lose access to your games or account. So if you had any difficulties logging in, please create a support case with us. So
yeah, that's kind of what I said. I was like, unless you react to that email, which means you have to be aware that email showed up in your folder in the first place, then they could just delete your account within the 30 days if you weren't aware of it. So, like, that's annoying as shit. Like, I don't know. I might want to like take a year break from like Siege one day. Just never play the game for a full year, right? Will that ever happen? Probably not. But still,
it needs to happen.
But still, like it's one of those things where it's like you don't. Why are you doing that? It seems like it's unnecessary, waste of time and resources, and it seems like something someone can easily fuck up and fuck someone over, and you know they're out hundreds, maybe thousands of dollars because one guy accidentally deleted the wrong account because he was going through and he's like, oh, this dude wasn't active for like a year or something. So like, let's go ahead and delete that account. Now, if the time frame is like really long, like 10 years even, maybe I could sit here and be like, all right, you know, that's like an extenuating circumstance. But at the same time, it's still like, if it's only been like a year or something, it just means people have lives. Like, you can't just be out here like deleting shit, especially if they paid money for it. Like, that'd be different if it's like a free account, I guess. But like, people are paying money for this shit, and sometimes it's a lot of money.
Yeah. Well, that's all we got for the show. I mean, unless you got anything else to add.
Nah, that's it.
All right. This has been it's been about an average podcast. It's been about an average. We've been doing about an hour and a half ish, almost an hour and a half.
We haven't really done a gaming podcast in a minute, so it's like it's been a while.
Yeah, news is also kind of not. There's really not that much to talk about right now. I mean, real shit. Like there should be in about a week or 2 or 3, whenever the Tokyo Game Show happens. So we'll have something to talk about then. But as of right now, yeah, we ain't got nothing to talk about. But yeah, man, you got any closing statements before we wrap this thing up?
Dude, fuck that Cyberpunk dev, and yeah, no, just go have fun when you play games. That's all I could say.
Facts.
Don't do nothing else.
And my closing statement's gonna be: make sure you check out the links in the description. Check out the people we shouted out. Definitely check out Eknight's YouTube, my Twitch, my YouTube, all that good shit. His Twitch as well. He was streaming this week. He was putting some time in. I seen you. But yeah, man. That's all I got. I'm about to play some fucking VR because I've been playing my VR a lot lately. I ain't gonna lie. It's nice to have a VR set, man. Make sure you get you a Quest, man. Get you a Meta Quest too, man.
I don't think I'm there yet with the VR stuff. I feel like I gotta see like there's a game or two that I really want to play in VR.
Pavlov, man.
I mean, a lot of people say that, but like,
Breachers.
I don't think I've heard of that one before.
It's literally Rainbow Six Siege.
Oh, I've seen that on the John.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I just seen a guy get an ace in that shit the other night. I was like, this man needs to go the fuck outside.
Oh shit.
But yeah, man. This has been episode 65 of the Infernal Gaming Podcast. We love y'all. Take it easy.
See you.
Peace out.